Okay, so one little comment I saw on a YouTube video for At Dead of Night was how to look through the sound files because they contain some interesting things that some people don't really notice when they first play the game. And that main thing is that ghosts later on in the game comment on events that have already happened. For example, Amy's story is the one that comes first in the timeline of everything, but the other ghosts will comment on it after Amy's story is done. So, if you actually go through the game files, you can actually find, and to get here, by the way, you go to your Steam folder, and so that's local disk C, program files times 86, Steam, Steam apps, common, there's the name of the game, and then you go to package NW, media, audio, and there's a whole bunch of sound effects. So yeah, this is every audio file you will ever see in the entire game. So for example, this is a little, I went past it. Here we go. These whack longs and whack shorts. These are the sound effects that when Jimmy hits you. So like I'm just gonna play one. Yeah, that's when Jimmy hits you. So all sound effect files are here. That's probably just for basic coding. But anyway, what we're interested in is these up here, these EVPs. These are all these files right here are every file in regards to what the characters speak in the ghost box. So, although now I'm curious, what are these?
Jimmy was making me a sandwich. He brought it up.
Oh, okay, alright. So these are all of the files, the audio files of the characters when you're speaking into the voice box. And fortunately, all these file names give a very clear indicator as to what they are. So first up, the first letter of all of these files is who is speaking. So A is Amy. So all these files that start with A, these are Amy's voice lines. So I'm gonna play one.
It was me. A boy called Jimmy locked me in the basement.
So these are all Amy's files. H is Harvey. And you keep going. M is Maya. So Maya, since she is the main character, obviously has the most voice lines by far. But yeah, these file names have a pretty simple code to them so for example, Maya speaking, discussing P6 of Harvey. So, P6H. So this is what happened to P, and that in this case, P is actually Dr. Bose, probably for a psychiatrist. The sixth event in Dr. Bose's story told to you by Harvey. So,
when you said Dr. Bose was right to be worried about what else Jimmy would...
So that's what Maya said to Harvey about something that happened in Dr. Bose's storyline. But we're not really interested in Maya's storylines because you can easily... it's very easy to get lost in these. Another thing is the objects. So A is action. So these are 7 times that you speak, in this case, to P, Dr. Bose. AH is I can't hear you.
Who is it?
Yeah, so these are when you're not quite close enough. DK is don't know. I actually don't know what these are.
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Okay. So I guess he does comment on this stuff. What are these?
No.
Okay. So yeah, pretty basic stuff. Objects. Each object is numbered in the game. So So O4 means object 4, and I actually have a list of the objects and what their numbers are. So, for example, 1 is the suitcase, 2 is the trophies, 3 is Amy's coin purse, 4 is the turpentine and lighter. So, O4.
You'd better ask Jimmy.
Okay, so that's what Dr. Bose said about the turpentine and the lighter. So, but what we're mainly interested in is what, and here's Rose's section. As you can see, it's fairly lengthy. These are the big ones right here, because, okay, so P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, this is all Dr. Bose's stuff, and then this is Rose commenting on her own story, R1, 2, 3, 4. There's the objects. What are these, N2?
No.
It's very simple. And I'm sorry if it gets cut off. I think the media player, the Groove Music media player, is kind of iffy about that kind of thing. So like at the last second, we'll just not play. All right. Bunch of don't knows. 12 different voice lines for I don't know. What is AH?
I can't hear.
Oh, okay. That's not close enough.
I can't hear you.
All right. And these are yes. All right. So what I'm going to do is briefly go through them and see what you might not know. If like you're like me, you don't. I am honestly a chicken, and this is why I'm looking through these anyway, because I am too scared to actually play the game myself. So, also I don't know why I'm showing my recording software. Anyway, Amy's story is. We're not going to be covering. I'm not going to go over what they say about themselves, because that's part of the game. Go watch Markiplier or someone play it. Same thing with the objects. You need to know what these. Well, actually, I'll probably go over the objects for like Amy and stuff, because not everyone gets all of these, or at least maybe not everything. But all right, so just gonna go through it. So I will see what kind of secrets things reveal. So AO3 is Amy talking about object 3, which is her coin purse.
It was mine. It was for my birthday, but it was stolen.
4 is the turpentine and the lighter.
I didn't know what they were until Jimmy showed me.
5 is the sword.
Jimmy had it. I didn't like it.
6 is the whiskey bottles.
I don't know, but children shouldn't drink alcohol. The boy used to draw them.
Oh, yes. 7, those are violent pictures. And so, yeah, as you can see, there's no AO8. 8 is the chef's hat. And the thing is that by the time the chef's hat came into play, that's when Jimmy was making the sandwich for Dr. Bose, Amy was already dead by then. Because Dr. Bose didn't show up until Amy had died. So since she wasn't around for the chef's hat, she won't know. So it'll play, if you ask her about that, it'll play a DK, a don't know. So that's what the gaps are. And so, yeah, as you can see, 9 to 12, 12 to 15, 16 to 20. 9 is bloodstained cloth.
It could have been mine.
12 is scrapbook.
Jimmy made it. I don't know why. He was strange.
15 is the baseball bats.
I don't know. The boy used to play with them.
Okay, so again, she doesn't really know what the baseball bats were for, but like the baseball bats were Harvey's. He used them to smash Jimmy's stuff. All right, 16 is the crossbow.
It was in the cabinet in the hotel. I saw it.
20 is a dagger.
Jimmy showed it to me, but it wasn't his.
23 is coil of wire.
Jimmy used to carry it around with him.
And finally, 26 is the baby's rattle.
I don't know. I didn't see a baby.
Okay, so generally speaking, you'll probably find all of these already. It doesn't look like anything from the second floor was in there. What are these? Are these just yeses?
Yes, I'm Amy.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Y is yeah, it affirming their identity. Okay, we're gonna skip Harvey since his story comes next, or doesn't come next. Dr. Bose comes next. Okay, so we're going to actually have him first. A lot of people know these because this is talking about his own story. Although, what are these PPs?
Yes, Jimmy said he'd make something for me, so I followed him to see what he was going to do.
P2 is...
Jimmy was killing things, small birds, animals.
Okay. Okay, so this is what happens when you pair things, and this is what happens when you, I guess, go to the sighting? I don't know. Alright. So here is what Dr. Bose had to say about Amy and her story. So A1, this is first sighting Amy in the basement.
The daughter of a hotel guest. Jimmy wasn't nice to her.
A2 is Amy in the arcade.
I've no idea. It's just the kind of thing he did.
A3 would probably be the burning toy.
Her hand was burned quite badly, but Jimmy thought it was all a joke.
He does not have anything to say about A4, which I think is like Amy telling him off about the sword.
I wasn't there then, but I think she drank alcohol.
Okay, so this was Amy, this was Maya finding Amy getting drunk, and then the unfortunate end to Amy's story where she was on top of the banister and then fell to the basement.
Jimmy made the girl drink too much.
And then 7.
She fell down the stairs from the top floor. She was too drunk to know what she was doing. It was the reason Rose got in touch with me.
Okay, so that line right there, a lot of people are wondering that Dr. Bose came over during Amy's stay at the hotel, so why didn't Dr. Bose do anything about it? No, I'm pretty sure that Amy's story all happened in one night, because, I mean, let's face it, that kind of... You don't burn your hands like that and then go back to them the next day to get drunk and kill yourself on a staircase. But yeah, so Amy's story, I'm pretty sure, all happened in one night. Dr. Bose, however, his was a little longer because he was trying to help Jimmy over a longer period of time. But yeah, because that line right there proves that Dr. Bose did not arrive at the hotel until after Amy's death, because Amy met Jimmy and then died that same day. At least that's I am fairly certain, especially considering that Amy's wearing the same clothes in every sighting. So, alright, so that's what he has to say about Amy's story. What about some objects? 4, the turpentine.
You'd better ask Jimmy.
5 is the sword.
I saw Jimmy playing with it. I thought it was dangerous.
As you should. 6 is the whiskey.
Well, they were probably from the bar.
Yeah, just explaining away things.
Jimmy, he used to draw them.
Okay, and yeah, see, it kind of cut off there. Sorry about that, but I don't know how to fix that. Chef's hat. This is his own story.
Jimmy found it and put it on.
9 Okay, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, yeah, those are all his own story. Let's go to 15.
Harvey kept them. I don't know why.
Oh, okay, 15 is the baseball bats. Okay, 16 is the crossbow.
The hotel used to have a display of old weapons.
Wait, say that again?
The hotel used to have a display of old weapons.
Okay. 18, photos of a fire.
I never heard about that.
Ah, yes, okay. I never heard about that. That's because Dr. Bose was dead by then. Again, each of these stories of Amy, Dr. Bose, Harvey, and Rose, all of these are happening one after the other. They're not mingling at all. So the photos of the fire, Jimmy set the hotel on fire during Harvey's part of the story, but that means that since it was during Harvey's part of the story, it means Dr. Bose was already dead. So yeah, he wouldn't have heard anything about that because he was dead. All right, 19, handgun.
Harvey owned it. I didn't like it being in the hotel.
Okay. So he knew Harvey. 22, broken mirrors.
I didn't see them.
Nothing much. 23, coil of wire.
It belonged to Jimmy. He always kept it in his pocket. He didn't tell me what he used it for.
Okay, so is this part of his own story? This is probably his suicide right here.
I'd had enough. There was no going back. My life was over.
What about PP7?
I experimented with the washing line, but it was too thin. I found some rope instead. I still had my keys to the hotel, so I crept in one night while I was on bail. Jimmy accused me of the worst crime possible. He took it from a newspaper story he'd read. He was making it all up.
Okay, so that is what Dr. Bose had to say. Oh, okay. He has something to say about Harvey's stuff. All right, so Harvey won the.
It was Harvey. He knew Jimmy was lying about me. Harvey understood.
Harvey 2.
No, Jimmy never admitted his lies.
Okay, Harvey 3 is missing, so.
I don't know, but violence only makes things worse.
This, I think this might have been him smashing stuff. Harvey smashing his stuff. Harvey 6. Okay.
I don't know, I didn't see that.
Again, probably the fire. Or him being locked in the basement.
I don't remember.
Okay, again, I don't know why there's lines about him saying I don't remember. He wasn't here for this. He was dead.
I don't know, but Harvey couldn't control his anger.
Okay. So, and Harvey 9 is probably him being murdered. So H8 is most likely Harvey taking the gun to use on Jimmy. Alright. So now we'll move on to the man himself. Should we get through all of Maya's stuff? Alright, here we go. First up, Harvey has some lines about Rose's story, so we'll get into that here in a little bit. We're going to have him... What does Harvey have to say about Amy?
She was staying in the hotel with her family.
Their family.
Who knows? He probably thought it was funny.
Okay, so that's the stealing the toy. 3 is the burning her hand.
She was burned. Pretty badly.
4 is the whiskey.
She was probably scared of Jimmy.
Oh no, 4 is Amy telling him off. 6 is the banister.
She drank a bottle of whiskey. She didn't know what she was doing.
And her death.
She fell from the top floor, down the stairs. I knew Jimmy was behind it. He had to be.
Alright, so this is Harvey's own story. So I guess this is his murder?
I was looking for Jimmy.
Or is this his...
I don't know what I was going to do. Threaten him, get him out of the hotel. Problem was, I didn't realize he was going to be armed too.
this is...
It wasn't even a dagger. But I never learned my lesson. Jimmy was always one step ahead of me.
Okay. We'll go on to what he says about Dr. Bose' story.
It was Dr. Bose. He was supposed to help Jimmy. But Jimmy was beyond help.
P2 is... I forget what P2 is.
Jimmy said he'd found it somewhere. What he was doing with it is another story.
Oh, I think that was Dr. P2, I believe, is Dr. Bose finding a dead animal.
The doctor was trying to educate Jimmy, get him to help out. Big mistake.
P4?
He learned about Jimmy the hard way. Jimmy's pranks always went too far.
Okay, this must be the broken glass. The glass in the sandwich.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
What was P5 again? P5.
Jimmy refused to let me administer the drug. I had to chase him around the hotel. Then he told Rose I tried to force him to take it, that I'd used violence. It was ridiculous. Jimmy said I used the paddle to beat him. I would never use violence against a patient. It was ridiculous. But Rose believed him.
Alright. So that's P5. What's P6?
He was worried about what else Jimmy would make up about him, and he was right to be.
Okay, yeah, that's him desperately trying to convince Rose that he's innocent.
They were going to arrest him. Jimmy had ruined him. I didn't believe any of it.
And then his suicide.
Because he'd been driven to it. Everyone thought he'd touched Jimmy. Jimmy was clever, you see. Too clever. The doctor had no chance. Poor son.
Yeah, okay. And now Rose's story.
Rose. Rose believed Jimmy. She defended him right to the end.
Okay, so now we're actually talking... That was actually probably talking about his own murder. Rose defending Jimmy for Harvey's death.
Jimmy. They let Jimmy go. They said it was self-defense, that I'd tried to shoot Jimmy, but it was all lies.
Yeah, okay, so he's talking about this past tense because I guess sticking around the hotel, he knows what happened.
I don't know who he was. I don't know, but I know Jimmy always ruined everything eventually. I don't know. There were things Rose never...
Okay. Alright, object 1, that's a suitcase.
Rose, but she never used them.
2 is trophies, he doesn't know about those. 3
It was that girl's purse. Poor
4, turpentine.
They were my things, but I didn't keep them together.
5 is the sword.
We had a display of medieval weapons. Jimmy.
6, whiskey.
I don't remember, but there's nothing wrong with having a drink.
So Harvey, despite owning the hotel, doesn't even say anything about having a bar, which I find interesting. 7, violent pictures.
Who do you think? Jimmy. He had a very violent imagination, did little Jimmy.
8 is the hat.
The chef. Who else wears a chef hat?
9 is the bloodstained cloth.
I don't know, but it might have had something to do with the doctor.
10 is the diazepam.
Probably the doctor left.
11, wooden paddle.
It was always under the counter in reception. I don't know where it came from.
12, scrapbook.
Jimmy. He used to keep cutouts of news stories about abusive teachers and doctors. He wasn't a normal.
14 is the heater, dangerous heater.
He was giving electric shocks. I kept it so the police could check it.
Okay. And then, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 are all part of his own story. So that's just his stuff. Okay, 20, 22, broken mirrors.
I don't remember that.
Okay, again, he doesn't remember that because Jimmy didn't start breaking the mirrors until after Harvey's death. So, 23 is a coil of wire.
Jimmy used to carry it round with him. No idea why.
25 is a wedding ring.
Probably belongs to Rose.
Okay. So that is Harvey's stuff. And finally we get on to the main meat of why I'm doing this in the first place. And that is to expose Rose for the gaslighting. Yeah, she gaslights everybody. And it's not in a good way. So, alright. We'll start with Amy's. She just goes all out on this poor girl when she's been dead for probably years. So.
She was a guest in the hotel.
Okay. Alright. A2.
He didn't. The girl was lying.
Yes.
Jimmy didn't steal.
See? See? Already. She's just like, no, he couldn't do that. He's a little angel.
She was burned. But she kept doing dangerous things like that.
Again,
She was odd.
blaming herself, or blaming Amy herself for burning her own hand when Jimmy set fire to the teddy bear.
I don't know. It could have been anything. She was a stray.
Bannister.
I don't know. I didn't know much about her.
And her death.
She fell. Harvey blamed Jimmy for it. It was the girl's own fault, not Jimmy's.
Yeah. So, all the way up to the end, despite the insurmountable evidence against Jimmy, Rose still blames Amy for her own problem and eventual death. Alright, I think she's worse about Dr. Bose, which is almost unimaginable.
Dr. Bose. He came to help Jimmy.
Okay.
Harvey said Jimmy had probably killed it himself, but I didn't believe it.
Okay, yeah, it's about killing a rabbit.
Dr. Bose kept trying to make Jimmy do things he didn't want to do. He cut himself, but then he tried to blame Jimmy.
Yeah.
He did it to himself.
Yeah. So that's about the glass sandwich.
He was trying to medicate Jimmy.
Sorry, I'm typing something. Okay, that's the diazepam, P6.
Because he was worried about his reputation. I didn't know who to believe. But I decided to give him another chance.
P7.
He was talking to Jimmy, trying to control him, get him to do things, bad things, should never have trusted him.
P8.
They came to arrest him. He deserved everything he...
Yeah, that's it.
They came to arrest him. He deserved everything he got.
Oh, there we go. Finally played the last second.
Because he knew he was guilty. He did the right thing.
Telling somebody that their suicide is good automatically makes you bad. Like, I don't know why anyone could question that. So before anyone like mentions that, oh, Rose is a good person, no, he did the right thing by killing himself. That's not how that works. All right, Harvey.
Harvey had gone mad. Jimmy was just defending himself.
Okay. H0 is actually Harvey's death. So, okay, H1.
It was Harvey. He didn't believe what Jimmy was saying, but I knew he wasn't lying.
Yeah, right. Whatever.
No. How could Jimmy admit to something that wasn't true? Harvey was wrong to bully Jimmy like that.
So, yeah, the thing that gets me is that even in death, even when she knows exactly what's been going on, she still refuses to believe that Jimmy did anything wrong.
Harvey blamed Jimmy. But that heater was faulty. Harvey should have thrown it away. He ruined Jimmy's things. He couldn't control his anger.
Okay, H5.
Harvey said Jimmy had shot him with an arrow. But I knew Jimmy wouldn't use a weapon like
Right.
that. I don't know what he was doing.
Okay.
Harvey blamed Jimmy, but it was a loose wire that started that fire. It was an accident.
Okay, H6 is Jimmy being locked in the basement, and then H7 is the fire, H8 is the gun.
I don't know. Harvey shouldn't have had a gun in the hotel.
And then H0, we went over as his death.
Harvey had gone mad. Jimmy was just defending himself.
All right. And that will... Oh, well, we'll go over the objects really quick. So, yeah, as you can see, Rose is not a good person in under any circumstance. All right, suitcases.
They were mine. I wanted to go away, but I'd never...
2 is the trophies.
Jimmy bought them to make it look like he'd won awards.
3.
It belonged to the little girl.
4 is the turpentine.
I don't know. They belonged to Harvey.
5 is the sword.
It belonged with a suit of armor we had, but it went missing.
Yeah, because Jimmy took it. 6 whiskey bottles.
Harvey must have put them there.
Yeah, again, everything is Harvey's fault. Amy's fault. Dr. Bose's fault. Shouldn't have had a gun. Shouldn't have had alcohol. When does it end, Rose?
Jimmy used to draw pictures about the war. He was like most boys.
Yeah, I looked at those pictures in detail. No boy drawing war pictures is that graphic. I would know. I did it myself.
Our chef used to wear it.
Used to wear it, so I wonder what happened to the chef. 10, diazepam.
It belonged to Dr. Bo.
Okay, 11, wooden paddle.
It belonged to my husband.
Oh. Oh, that's actually quite interesting. Because the story seems to be that the great Hugo bought the hotel, and Harvey said it was under the desk at reception, so He always kept it there? Interesting.
Harvey said Jimmy made it. I don't remember.
14. Dangerous heater.
Harvey put it away. He said it was dangerous.
15 is baseball bats.
They used to belong to my husband when he was a teacher.
When he was a teacher?
They used to belong to my husband when he was a teacher.
Say that again?
He was a teacher.
What teacher has baseball bats?
It was from a display Harvey used to have. But I didn't like it being in the hotel.
And 17, rusty keys.
They were to the boiler room. But we had to have the door replaced.
And 18, photos of a fire.
Yes. But we caught it in time. Before it spread.
Again, no mention of the fact that Jimmy caused it.
Harvey. But it was kept in my bed.
In my bedroom?
Harvey. But it was kept in my bed.
Weird. 20.
It was a letter opener. It was a present from someone.
And, okay, yeah, the Hugo Punch poster, broken mirrors, coil of wire, goodbye note, wedding ring, baby rattle, and then 27 is Jimmy's birth certificate. So Rose is the only one who says anything about it because she's the only one who could possibly know anything about it. So
Jimmy is Hugo's son. In every way.
But yeah, that line right there kind of makes me wonder. Jimmy is Hugo's son in every way, but Hugo was an aggressive abuser. So why doesn't she believe anybody else that Jimmy is awful? So, anyway, that's most of the characters' sound files, speech lines, and stuff. You can go through them in more detail than I have here. But yeah, and like I said, the M is all of Maya's lines, but I mean, you can just play the game. These are all like when you said this about this, did you mean this? And it's like broken too. So like when you said Jimmy stole your coin purse, does that have something to do with what you said about being in the arcade? Yeah, whatever that is. There are two separate sound bites because you have to since you have to pair them together with any other thing. So like object 1, object 2, object 3. And RV I think just means it said from really far away, but yeah. So anyway, hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. And if you have the game for yourself, do some digging yourself. It's actually quite interesting. It reveals some things about these characters that maybe you didn't know before, or perhaps in this case, maybe didn't want to know. But alright, peace out.